Welcome to our channel. Mets pivoting from Pete Alonso, International Signing Day recap, and remembering Bob Ueckert Baseball Barbie cast. Read full article. Jake Mintz, Jordan Shusterman. Friday, January 17th, 2025, 1:13 a.m. 1 minute. Read link copied. Subscribe to Baseball Barbie cast. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. While many of the top free agents this offseason have signed and know where they'll be playing baseball next season, one franchise player still remains on the market, and it seems like his old team is ready to move on. After signing Jesse Winker on Thursday, the New York Mets are reportedly ready to pivot their offseason plans away from bringing back franchise first baseman Pete Alonso, Jake Mintz, and Jordan Shusterman. The New York Mets have seemingly moved on from the pursuit of Pete Alonso and could be targeting Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Guerrero, one of the best players in baseball, could be dealt for a haul. The Toronto Blue Jays have not yet come to terms on an extension with Guerrero. They could be open to trading him if they fear he will walk in free agency. According to SNY's Andy Martino, the Mets have started to pivot from Alonso. The Mets have pivoted to Plan B, post-Alonso. Martino wrote on X, they now consider it the most likely outcome that get up, get out of here, gone. Juoist a bit outside. I must be in the front row. Fans of baseball, television, and the movies are bound to recognize at least one of the above catchphrases. Sadly, the baseball world's light became a little dimmer this week as the author of those quotes moved on to a better place. Legendary Milwaukee Brewers radio announcer Bob Ueckert passed away at the age of 90, as announced by the team on social media on Thursday. He had recently finished his 54th year gracing Wisconsin's airwaves by calling games for. On this edition of the Riverfront Reds show, Tim Daniel and Seth Shaner discuss the new FanDuel Network TV deal the Reds have signed. What will it mean when it comes to possible signings? Then the two take a trip down memory lane to revel in the greatness that was the 2010 NL Central champion Reds. Use code RIVERFRONT on your first ticket purchase through SeatGeek and receive $20 off. Join our ever-growing family of Cincinnati sports fans and support the podcast on Patreon. Patreon.com/RiverfrontCincy. You can also give us a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch. The Toronto Blue Jays are running the risk of losing Vladimir Guerrero Jr. for no return if they do not extend him. They could make a surprise trade to move him for valuable pieces before the season starts. During an appearance on Abriendo Sports, Guerrero noted that the two sides are not close in terms of contract offers and that he is willing to negotiate until the first full day of spring training. As spring training nears and no deal is in place, Bleacher Report's Zachary D. Reimer proposed this trade with the San Diego Padres that ships Guerrero to. It's no secret the New York Yankees are looking to offload the contract of starting pitcher Marcus Stroman, but that development has hit a snag. After the Yankees signed Max Fried to a record $218 million deal in free agency this offseason, it pushed Stroman down the ranks of the starting rotation to the number 6 spot. With $18.5 million remaining on his $37 million contract, it's no surprise the Yankees want out of the deal if it means freeing up some money against the luxury tax. However, that market hasn't really come to fruition, and Buster Olney of ESPN, after agreeing to a $28.5 million salary to avoid arbitration last week, the Blue Jays and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. can turn their focus to a long-term deal. The four-time All-Star said last month that the Jays had offered him around $340 million, which he said was well below his asking price. That offer reportedly predated Juan Soto's $765 million agreement with the Mets that shattered prior contractual precedents. Ken Rosenthal and Will Salmon of The Athletic report that the Jays have not had any extension talks with Guerrero's camp since before Christmas. That indicates there was little to no discussion about a long term. Now the goal is to reach the Hall of Fame, Juan Soto said in an interview during a recent Tigres del Licey Lidom game. The Mets' new superstar is humble, but the stats don't lie. Soto is already on a Hall of Fame caliber path. Consider this. Soto has a 160 career OPS+. The only players with higher marks through their age, 25 seasons, minimum 3,000 plate appearances, are Ty Cobb, 180, Mickey Mantle, 174, Mike Trout, 172, Jimmy Fox, 171, Albert Pujols, 167, Tris Speaker, 166, and Rogers Hornsby, 165. All 7 are either already in the Hall of Fame,